Did you know that in Australian mythology that there is a rainbow serpent dragon? It is iridescent and linked to water, rain, and shaping the landscape as well as destruction. Hi, I'm the Dragon Queen. Today I'm reviewing two movies. One is Megan 2.0, and the other is Godzilla minus one. We'll start with Megan. I did see the original. Megan, for anyone that doesn't know, for me, was a updated version of Chucky, pretty much. A doll that was created by robotics and programmed with a specific program to protect the little girl. And as that movie progressed, this doll started killing anyone that would harm or attempt to harm or be near this girl that it was programmed to protect. Needless to say, 2.0 is not that movie. They took the evil doll or robot and changed it into the friendly doll because the big bad guy created a second doll named Amelia. The second doll, of course, was tested in the field. Why? I don't know. Because they thought they had complete control over this thing. It's like, seriously? If you're going to test a robot like this, it needs to be in a controlled environment. Very controlled. But they did it anyway. And of course, the robot goes on a murderous rampage because, of course, somebody hacked the programming to gain control over this new doll so that they could prove that AI technology is bad. And of course, the original creator saw the blueprints and said, who would create a second version? Well, they go and unravel the mystery of who created this second version, had to get help from the original version, made it a friendly version of Megan. And the story plot unravels as it goes. There's action, there's death. But it's funny that the death only seems to apply to all the men. Just pointing that out. It was a observation I made about this movie. It seemed like none of the females got killed at all. And of course, all the men that get killed are white men. We see a plot here. We continue down the plot line. There are more females than males, of course. We have the one male who's with the group of females trying to hunt down Amelia. And for anyone who's not watched this movie and intends to see this movie, cover your ears because I'm spoiling the big bad guy. The big bad guy, of course, is a white dude who thinks AI is bad and helped the creator of Megan get this bill to Congress that they were gonna control AI and all that. You know, how plots unravel. And of course, he loses control of Amelia. Shocker. And gets killed himself. So there's a fight between Megan and the robot, Amelia. And of course, you don't see the Amelia get destroyed in any fashion. So there'll probably be a third one. You know Megan's still alive. Would I see the third one? Probably not. This one kind of... They should have stayed with the original plot instead of trying to change Megan into a goody two shoes to help with the thing. It would have been better. Just me. It's kind of like trying to change Chucky. Why would you change something? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Overall, this movie gets about a 5 out of 10. It's very female based. It has some action. It does have a story you can comprehend, but it just seems very biased towards the male audience. All right, and then on to the second movie that I watched, Godzilla -1. Godzilla is a very old character. I remember watching the black and whites when I was a kid because we turned them on TV because it was fun to watch Godzilla destroy the towns, and of course they had spoofs too of Godzilla, so it was easy to make fun of. Ma'am, do you mind? You're being a bobo. Sophie is over here with her new toy that she got yesterday, making noises. That's probably something you heard. Anyway, visually speaking, it's really good. I'm glad that they kept all the actors Japanese because the original was all Japanese. I'm glad that they all spoke in Japanese. Kept it very authentic to the lore of Godzilla. I'm kind of wary of this plot a little bit, just a little, because I know about World War II and the things of the kamikaze pilot. For anyone that doesn't know anything about World War II or kamikaze pilots or anything like that, kamikaze pilots were basically sent to die. They were supposed to use their planes as a projectile and die with their plane. Anyone who didn't do this was dishonored greatly. So when this guy didn't really want to die, it was very dishonorable as far as just Japanese culture goes, especially during that time frame, because the little things they would have said, your one plane could have changed the war, even though that's not how that would logically work. That's how their brains are. How do I know this? Well, both my grandfathers served in World War II. They did not speak of their service, but I did do research on their service. One of my grandfathers actually stepped foot in Okinawa, so I kind of could feel how that would look to the Japanese during that time. It was before the bomb went off. Um, so if anyone were to survive after the bomb went off, find out you're a kamikaze pilot, you're probably getting executed just because it's dishonorable. Um, anyway, so he's going through this story um, of losing everything, finding someone to hold on to, and her little girl, and trying to redeem himself while doing so. But he keeps encountering Godzilla, you know, and he's trying to find a way to bring honor and Godzilla. But he's one kamikaze pilot. There are no other pilots in that remain, no other planes that remain, because again, kamikaze pilots use their planes as projectiles to destroy the plane, destroy themselves. Plus, there's no ejector seats, because that was the whole point of kamikaze pilot. So, as he's trying to figure out how to bring help from a local scientist who lays it all out for them, lays it all out for these ex-soldiers who served in the war. And like, the government's not going to help us. Are you going to help us take down this big giant reptile that's destroying Tokyo? So they get help. And then, they take down the Kazi gets his redemption arc, so to speak. For anyone that hasn't seen this movie, I would do so. This is a really good movie. I do have some complaints about it. Like, I don't think they really explained how Godzilla comes to be. There seemed to be hints in like a flash montage of how Godzilla got created, but it really, for me, I'm more of a break it down for me. How did this happen? But I know from history, from previous movies, that Godzilla was created from radiation from the bomb, basically what it boils down to. So, but I wish they did a better job in this movie to explain that. Maybe they'll do when they bring on more scientists. I don't know until it comes out. I don't really know what they're doing. But Godzilla's coming back because Godzilla can regenerate. Because that's the whole point of radiation. It's always been a thing. Like, it can bring back things and regrow things. And so overall, Godzilla -1 gets a 9 out of 10. If you haven't watched it, I would do so. It's a very good visual movie. Like I said, I have a little bit of complaints, but it's not really major. It won't disrupt your movie. Sometimes I overthink things. And at least they keep it authentic. There's not no random black guy in Japan, and there's no random white guy in Japan, especially after the war. White people would have been no bueno after World War II. So, I have no idea what I'm gonna watch for next week. We'll find out. Um, Other than that, I have nothing more to say today. So, uh, Valentine's Day coming up for all you guys. Better be prepared for your wives. Not me though. Oh no, in all seriousness. I did I did tell him that it was on a Saturday, so just so he's prepared, you know. I I only ex- I only want dinner made by him. A nice dinner that I don't have to sit down and explain and that he doesn't use an air fryer. He has a bad habit of using his air fryer. But outside of that, until next week.